What if one night of comfort could change the rest of your life forever? Imagine walking into someone's house broken, lost, and with nowhere to go, and waking up the next morning to a word you never expected to hear, wife. Stay with me till the end of this story, because what you'll discover will touch your heart deeply. And before we begin, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Kindness Stories, because here, every story will move you to believe in love, faith, and kindness again. Emily never imagined her life would fall apart in a single evening. She had always been the kind of woman who planned everything carefully, from her college career to her friendships and even her dreams of marriage. But that night, standing on the cold sidewalk with tears running down her cheeks, all of those dreams seemed shattered. Her fiancé, the man she thought she knew, had humiliated her at a family dinner, announcing in front of everyone that he wasn't sure if he even wanted to marry her anymore. The laughter, the whispers, the pitying stares, they all burned her heart. Instead of fighting back, she simply walked out. No car, no coat, no plan. Just her broken heart carrying her away from the crowd. The city streets were wet from an evening rain, and the neon lights reflected off the pavement like broken glass. Emily kept walking, unaware of where her steps were taking her. That's when she stumbled into a quiet neighborhood, far from the noise. She stood outside a small, cozy house where warm light spilled from the window. Inside, she could see a man, a tall, broad-shouldered figure in his late 30s, sitting on the couch with a little girl asleep in his lap. His expression wasn't one of joy, but of a tired soul trying to find peace. Emily didn't know why, but something about the scene pulled her in. Her knock was hesitant. When the man opened the door, his eyes softened at once. "Are you okay?" he asked gently. His voice carried a depth that made her feel safe. She stammered, I just needed somewhere to sit. Just for a while." His name was Daniel, a single father who had lost his wife years ago to an illness that left him raising his daughter, Lily, alone. Life had taught him the value of kindness, so without hesitation, he invited Emily in. She stepped into the warmth of the home, feeling a rush of relief as the scent of fresh soup and old wood wrapped around her. They sat together at the kitchen table as Lily slept in her room. Daniel listened quietly as Emily poured out her pain, the betrayal, the shame, the loneliness. He didn't interrupt, didn't judge. He simply listened, his eyes steady and calm, like an anchor in her storm. By the time her tears dried, she realized hours had passed. "I don't want to go back," she whispered, her voice trembling. "I don't even know where to go." Daniel hesitated for a moment, then spoke with quiet certainty. "You can stay here tonight. You need rest, not more pain." Emily looked at him, shocked by his kindness. Strangers didn't do this. Men didn't do this. And yet, here he was, offering her the very thing she had been denied all day, comfort. She nodded, and he led her to the guest room, where she collapsed onto the bed, exhausted. But as she lay there in the quiet of the night, Emily thought about Daniel. About his steady presence, his soft voice, and the way he looked at her as if her pain truly mattered. She had only met him hours ago, yet something about him felt like home. And while she drifted to sleep, Daniel sat alone in the living room, staring at the empty spot beside him where his wife once sat. He thought about the broken woman now sleeping under his roof, and a strange feeling rose in his chest. Not desire, not pity, but a pull. A whisper that perhaps God had sent her here for a reason. The night passed with silence, but when the morning sun broke through the curtains, everything changed. Emily woke up to the smell of pancakes and the sound of a child's laughter. For the first time in months, she had slept peacefully. She walked to the kitchen, her hair messy and her heart still heavy, but her lips curved into the faintest smile when she saw Daniel flipping pancakes while Lily giggled at the table. "Good morning," Daniel said warmly. "I hope you're hungry." Emily sat down, still uncertain of her place here, but Lily's innocent chatter soon pulled her in. The little girl spoke about her school, her favorite books, and how much she missed having a mommy. Emily felt her heart squeeze. Without meaning to, she found herself laughing, joining their little morning routine. It felt surreal, like stepping into a life that wasn't hers, but one she secretly wished could be. After breakfast, Daniel walked Emily to the porch. She expected him to tell her it was time to leave, that last night was just an act of kindness. She braced herself for it, but instead, he looked at her with a quiet intensity. "I don't know why God brought you here," he began, his voice low and sincere, "but I do know this, you belong to something better than what you left behind. You don't deserve the kind of pain he gave you." Emily's eyes welled up again, but this time with gratitude, not despair. She tried to speak, but Daniel continued. "You stayed the night for comfort," he said, his voice steady. "But this morning, I woke up calling you something else." He paused, his gaze firm. "Wife." The word hit Emily like a wave. She gasped, her hand covering her mouth. "Daniel, we don't even know each other." "Maybe not," he admitted. "But sometimes, the heart knows before the mind can catch up. When I looked at you this morning, I saw more than a broken woman. I saw someone who could heal with us, grow with us, laugh with us. Someone Lily could call family." Emily trembled, torn between disbelief and the strange, undeniable warmth spreading in her heart. She had been abandoned, ridiculed, and broken, but here was a man offering her something no one else had ever offered, unconditional acceptance. She didn't answer right away. She couldn't. But the way Daniel looked at her, with trust, with hope, with an unshakable gentleness, made her realize that perhaps this was the beginning of something she never imagined. Emily didn't know if she was ready for love again, but she knew one thing for certain: the word wife, spoken that morning, would stay in her heart forever. And as she stood there on the porch, Daniel's hand brushing against hers, she whispered back softly, maybe I was meant to stay. Sometimes, one night of comfort can rewrite an entire future. Emily walked in as a stranger, but Daniel saw her as family the next morning. That's the power of kindness and faith, it turns pain into promise. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Kindness Stories. Because here, every story reminds you that love can be found in the most unexpected places.